Hey everybody, Scott coming to you from Houston, doing a Southern style. I had a video for this guy, Vancouver carpenter, that did a demonstration on plaster versus hot mud, and was using Hawks and Trials, which nobody uses in the South. So we're going to do a little Southern style, give you a demonstration of how to use plaster and how effective it is to get in and get out of a repair, or if it's just something you're trying to get done quickly. So we use Soquete mud. It's a USG mud. So this is Plaster of Paris here. Use the Plaster of Paris. I have this cup here. It's just a top from a texture can. So it's essentially one cup. So I'll do 2 cups. I just put a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan like that. And then we'll put 2 cups of the actual powder in here, heaping cups. So get you 2 there. Just a little basis of water, and then the trick is really just get this mixed up really well. So get everything clean off the sides, make sure everything gets moist, if you will. Flip it, scrape your sides, make sure you get your plaster mixed really well and smooth. And I'll actually move my left hand forward, and then my right hand I'm stirring with the 6-inch knife. So you get this good and smooth, like so. And then we'll open up this box. So we've got a repair inside we're doing. It's basically going over a botched repair. So we'll cut the video and then we'll get inside and I'll demonstrate putting it on. But I usually use 1, 2, and I call it a corner. Basically 2.5, and that variation of mud doesn't matter. If you got a little less or a little more, it's fine. Mud comes out of the box pretty thick, so depending on how thin you mix the 2 together will determine on how fast it dries. This will dry 7 to 10 minutes. It'll lock up. So I'll put a little bit of water in here, get this kind of loose so I can work with it. But it's important that you get the mud mixed together very well, you know, between the plaster and the mud, and you need to be really thorough with that, or that'll affect the drying. So good mixing, clean your corners out, and flip, same thing, get everything in the middle, and then remix. Make sure you get everything smooth. All right, so we're gonna cut out now, and we're gonna get inside and show you how to use it. All right, we're back. As you can see, it's a knockdown texture, and then somebody tried to do this repair, and you can obviously see where it was. So all I'm going to do is float it, and then we'll get a new surface so we can retexture. So the good thing about plaster is you can leave lap marks in it and essentially rake them out, which I'll show when this dries, and make a perfectly smooth patch with essentially wet mud. We're going to fill everything in real good. So we got enough mud to float over the bad patch, so we're going to feather edge. So I'll take the 6-inch knife, and I'm only going to put really 1.5 inches of the knife on, and I'll bend that up. So that's called feather edge. Feather edge your edges around the outside, like so. And then you always go center and then work your way to the edges. So I'm going to fill this in real good, like so, and just go straight out. So same thing with feather edge, put the edge of that knife on there, just that touch, and I'm just going to lay that edge down like that. Both sides, same thing. I'm going to just feather edge on the bottom like that. And then we'll let that set up, and we'll come back here in a minute when it's dry, and I'll show you how to skim it. All right, so we're back. So this is 7 minutes later after the application of the mud. It's dry to the touch. So as you can see, I left lap marks in here. Got a little bit of bubbles going on, but what you can do, as opposed to sanding this, what you can do is what I call rake it out. So you just hold your knife up on a high side, and plaster is a molding agent. So I'm just gonna flatten that out and knock those blisters down, then you can spot them. So what this does is enable you to basically avoid sanding. So I'll just keep raking it until we get it down flat. Most people will put all this mud on here and then come back and sand the heck out of it, but if you use plaster in this regard, you can essentially get it perfect without sanding. So if you're in a customer's house or your house, or you're trying to do this and your wife doesn't want you to do it, then this is a way you can do it and not make a mess. So I'm just continually working it, spotting all the little pit holes, making it as pretty as I can. And then we're gonna do what I call an inside skim. So you always need to put a skim on something unless it's a really, really heavy texture, but it's always a good idea to put just a little skim coat on it. So we've got everything raked out nice and pretty, and we're gonna do what I call an inside skim. So I'll start with a 6, I'm gonna wind up with the 12. And I'm gonna start with that mud, and I'm gonna go just really 1 inch or so inside this edge. So this plaster edge is hard. If you go over the edge, then you'll have wet mud. So I do what I call an inside skim, just like this. I'm gonna stay that 1/2 inch or so inside, all the way around. So then that feather edge, like I said, just the bottom of your knife, and you're gonna stay inside that mud and feather edge nice and tight all the way around. Just like that. So now I have no edge of my wet mud, only the edge of the plaster, which is dry to the touch. So then we'll fill the rest of this in, like so. And then we're just gonna basically wax on, wax off. Wipe that nice and tight. Like so. So now we've got a floated patch with an inside skim, and our outside edge is dry to the touch, but it's still a little wet. So this is where the no sanding comes into play. You get this sponge, it's just a regular car wash sponge or tile grout sponge, and you sponge that edge. This is, it's just damp, not soaked, but you sponge that edge and it helps blend. Otherwise you're gonna have this heavy edge, and when you texture, you're gonna see it. So this is what I do to avoid sanding, and it makes for a nice even edge all the way around and gets you ready for texture. So as you can see, we got our patch floated. This was in a 10 minutes of our time. It took me a couple minutes to mix the plaster, 7 minutes to dry, a little skim, a sponge, and we're ready for texture. So any questions, comments, like and subscribe. You can comment, or if you have anything in particular, texture, anything drywall that you want to learn about, you can hit me up in my email. Catch you next time, Southern Style.